Hey guys, it's dpei here with another Road to Masters. I'm really excited today. I think we've been playing a lot of Fast 9 in my prior videos, and I want to show you guys just kind of how to play standard level 8. Really conceptually, you should think about every comp as a reroll comp. You know, there's these set boards and you just kind of just play whatever the set board is, and you roll for that comp on whatever level is most efficient. So a comp revolving around 2 costs, let's say Sympathetic Gragas or something like that, the Gragas Hero Augment, then you would roll on 6. If you're playing Lulu, which is a 3 cost, you'd roll on 7. And if you're rolling a 4 cost, you roll on 8. So in theory, every comp is a reroll comp. It just depends on what level you really want to reroll at. Yeah, so I think people think, oh, like I hate reroll. There's really no big difference. It's just when you spike, the timing of how you're strong and stuff like that. I wouldn't get too stuck on, oh, I'm reroll, I'm not reroll, all that stuff, right? Like, to me, that's not the important part. For me, I think this MF pair is pretty valuable. MF is just really good. The downside with MF is that you're just perpetually poor, is what ends up happening. You're just really, really poor for a long time because you're holding a pair that might not come into fruition, right? It might not come into fruition, and this goes with a lot of 2 costs, 3 costs. So you have an opportunity cost every time you keep it. I just didn't see anything in that shop that was particularly enticing. The TF obviously matches up with the Talon, so there's something to be said about that. But past that, I'm not like particularly enthused. So I thought keeping the MF was pretty reasonable. Now I'm less keen because I got rod tier chain. So I think here we talked about reroll comp. This could be an interesting spot to take it. I know I said I was going to play a level 8 comp, but we do like kind of want to just go over fundamentals, right? So this seems like the best option, mostly because I have AP items and I have no real future here with my board. It's not currently good on my board, but it could be good. I don't have a great psionic for it. It's not the best, but I don't really like these other options if we're being honest. AP makes sense with Seraphines, but yeah, I think we might just go self-destruct here. It doesn't make a lot of sense, don't get me wrong, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just going to try to make econ as best I can here because I've mentioned this before. I could level and have a stronger board, play an MF. I could be stronger, add some Nova, add some whatever, conduit. I could definitely get stronger here, but I won't be strong. No matter what I do here, I will not be strong. So I might win this fight just because this person's incredibly weak. I did make my strongest board, but there's no point in leveling here if you're not going to be strong. I've in fact lost games on, maybe not directly on 2-1. Obviously you can change your game quite a bit. But I've lost a lot of games, or lost a lot of placements on games rather, just by leveling on 2-1 when I shouldn't, because I should be chilling, making econ. That 4 gold is really important. It's not like the 4 gold goes away like I've mentioned before, but the 4 gold is just really important for your overall economy, because if you're not win streaking and you're not making interest and you're not lose streaking, you're just somewhere in between and you're not making money at any given point. So here, also because we're on the reroll galaxy, I was a bit more keen on Gragas. I'm not gonna look up some stats, but I think the one downside of not playing Sympathetic Gragas, Sympathetic is one of his best items because it gives him a lot of mana actually. So we might have to think about mana on Gragas one way or another. Yeah, that might be something that we have to consider here. Time break could be good as well. Conduit. This is Voyager whole board. And then maybe I can make econ. We're on 2 streaks, so we should play strongest board, but this gives my Gragas an item, and this gives Voyager whole board. Debatable whether or not this is better. I think this is slightly better, but it's very debatable. Something to understand is that Meepsy has like 200 less HP. Aatrox has a chain on him, and then he also is 2-starred, so they just do a little bit more damage, but I'm a bit greedy here and want to make money, and I'm not really sure, so I just want to make money here. I'm going to chain my Pantheon here, my tankiest unit. So yeah, one of the downsides to this is that I don't have the best item here, but it's definitely a good enough temporary item. I think people get stuck on BIS, best in slot. You don't need best in slot, you just need a good mix of items. And obviously best in slot here, I do have really good items. I think his best items are going to be JG Hand of Justice, that'd be really good. We're top pick. We could get double Gragas, but it's very unlikely just because we're top pick. I think we have like a pretty good chance of getting a 1 cost here. So I'm kind of down for Soraka. Between the two gods, I don't have a big diff, but this is more money. This could get me more gold right now, or sorry, more power right now, which I'm kind of interested in. Just getting as much power. I could make a Sunfire here, and then maybe I could make something else. The Sunfire is not looking particularly good. Take a more flexible component. Gragas still needs a frontline. He's a damage dealer, so I wanted a more frontline oriented item here. Bramble is generally good in the meta where AD is really valuable. That being said, there's not a ton of AD people here. I think I'm going to level and play a slightly weaker board here. I think I'm going to level, play a slightly weaker board, go right side. And I think I'm going to make Bramble here. And keep my items fairly flexible. I think people get it confused. They're like, oh, Gragas is a tank, right? He absolutely is not. Just because you're a frontliner does not mean you're a tank. I see that people make this mistake. They play like Bonk or something, which is another hero augment with Nasus, and they're like, I'm going to make Teemo items. That'll be really good. I'm rerolling Nasus and Teemo at the same time. I'm going to make Nasus items, then Teemo items. No matter what you do, make a good front line so that your damage dealer can do more damage. Having 2 damage dealers, it's just like League of Legends for those who play that. You really want a good mix of frontline and backline. If you just have only damage dealers and your tanks fall over, it doesn't really matter. So this round is really important. We're not going to grief this Anima person. They might win the game, but whatever. I think we're very unlikely to beat them, but it's definitely possible. I think we beat this person because they're level 4, and we obviously beat the Anima person. So we should probably position for this person as much as possible. I hedged both ways here, so I could beat the person on the right and beat the person on the left. Hopefully both sides would attack my Pantheon first. Sorry, it was this person. Would attack my Pantheon first. They would be on left side here. But yeah, it turns out to be good either way. Let me do this. I'm not really sure what the comp is, but I know we want, I'm not going to put Sona in the planner. Not a big deal. Maybe could have considered holding that Urgot, but to me, not a big deal here. I think we want to hold like a Voyager at some point, so maybe instead of Cho'Gath, we hold like Meepsy and Karma would be really good to think about. If you're ready to actually start climbing, head over to tftgameplan.com. dpei's Disciples is my monthly coaching membership, and it gives you full access to my daily meta reads, weekly live Q&As, personalized feedback with unlimited spot reviews, and full access to my library of past coaching sessions, all for $15 a month. One-on-one coaching is also available if you want to improve even faster. Links are in the description below. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. We might have to make a blue buff here and see what's working. I think here we're on even interval. We have 5 rolls, and I have a lot to roll for here, so I feel quite good about rolling here in general. Thor, this is strongest now. And now with this paired, I feel pretty good about it. I'm just gonna keep we really want to maintain my streak here. I think I should be strong enough here, but it's definitely hard to tell. We didn't exactly finish our roll down, so that was my bad for sure. We could be a bit stronger here, but no harm, no foul as far as I'm concerned. Do we care about this guy too? Maybe not right now. It doesn't fit on my current board. We really wanted to roll here. This round cost me 4 gold to win, and I'd really like to win this round. Those rolls were free in a way, but obviously I have to spend money. And then once I had Gragas pair, Gragas is my hero augment. That's like really important. Size matter does make sense on brawlers. At the same time, I really need to get like Gragas items. So, you know, looking at it, I kind of think teaming up makes the most sense here, and it gives me money, and it gives me a component. Maybe it gets us to be a JG, and that'd be fantastic for me. Reforger, or sorry, this is an item, but I'm not that flexible, right? So I think this makes a lot of sense here. Oh, we do get the JG. That's pretty good. That's pretty fantastic. I want to slam as many items as possible here. Let's see if we can make a better board. We obviously can make a better board. I know I made this Melio too, but looks like it's going away for a bit. But we have a good mix of frontline and backline here. I'm just going to go ahead and make an adaptive helm. 3 out of my Gragas. It's not the best item right now, but maybe we can keep this open for Hodge, and I get a 3 item on my Gragas, which is the most important thing. Wow, he just dashed in there. That was crazy. And we maintain my streak. So I know I lost some gold there, but that's gold I'm already going to be rolling. I hope you guys understand. I'm already going to be rolling that gold, so it's not lost. I lose interest for that turn, but I maintain my streak and I get my money back, right? It's about the money you make. I always say this. It's about the money you make, not about in your bank right now. It's about the money you make, right? That's the most important thing. And here, yeah, we're just going to keep all these pairs. I think the Voyagers makes more sense to play. I have them upgraded. We were rolling pretty flexibly on that roll down because I was okay with any upgrade because that fight was super important. If you're rolling for more things, here's a really key fundamental. If you're rolling for multiple things, rolling is more efficient. If you're just rolling for 6 particular units, rolling is a lot less efficient. There's like 60 plus units in the game. So if you're only rolling for like 6 of them, you're most likely going to miss. But there I'm holding for Melio 2, I'm holding for a lot of things. So Melio 2, I'm holding for Rek'Sai 2, just a brawler. Like I'm holding for now like 12 possible things. So now rolling becomes a lot more efficient. So I think people in reroll just really want to put the exact units on the board. Sometimes I just pick up things that make sense or I'm close to. And sometimes you do have to maximize your economy, but on win streak, you're really okay with any amount of board strength. Would I have loved Maokai 2, Urgot 2, Tahm Kench, Victor, Yi? Of course I would, but it's just not super realistic. Here, random component is pretty good, but I'm not going to get this for a very long time. So this could give me 2 copies of Gragas, it gives me more gold right now, 2 gold plus other thing. Obviously, I'm top pick, so it's not as good because my unit quality will be a bit worse, but this one's too delayed for me. And hey, we did find something here. We do need the glove really badly. I wonder if we just take the Pantheons anyways. We already have 3 item tank. We won't have Hodge necessarily, but maybe I could get a glove a bit later. I already have 3 item tank. This makes a Visage, which is a good brawler item. The durability, bruisers have no durability. Durability is a great stat. So I know most people would take Hand of Justice there, but with Pengu's Parting Gifts, I think I want a frontline, and I think Pantheon 3 is a very, very, what I would think, legitimate frontline. So I'm going to put it on him for now. And I have a 3 item Gragas. I could get a 3 item Gragas and put the adaptive over here. That's totally acceptable as well. I just was a bit greedier with Pengu's Gift here and hoping that I get a Hand of Justice. Excuse me. A Hand of Justice a bit later. Nice. Okay. Hopefully we're not contested any amount of Gragas. It's not a big deal if someone takes 3 Gragases out of the pool. I think people get very what's a good word, ragey, to say the least, when they, I'm not going to worry about thinning the pool. Okay, we roll until 50 till we get upgrades. It's always good to roll here. I think you could even make an argument for rolling here because you're rolling for maybe 1 Urgot, or if you get Pantheon, you can send it. I'm going to scout my pool really quick, see who the strongest person is. Is it the Lulu player who just sent a lot of money here, or is it the Kaisa player? Hard to tell, to be totally honest. Oh, I'm correct side. They sent a bit, so they're allowed to be strong. I'm allowed to be strong because I have used my money. They're allowed to be strong because they use their money. They have 2-star 3 costs. I have 2-star 2 costs. So in my mind, they should be stronger unless I have a bunch of good combat, which in theory, I have 2 combat augments here, or like a half combat and then half damage. So it's definitely a close fight. But I do have more of my board upgraded, so this is a really great win. We're 10 winning here. This is a great spot for us. There's a lot of scary people in the lobby, but we're going to play our best line and figure it out from there, is always what I believe. I think you can control the other people high rolling in your game. Let's say they hit an Urgot 2, Kaisa 2 on stage 3, whatever it is. You can't stop that from happening. All you can do is do the best in your game as much as possible. In fact, I should probably just roll here. Okay, if we see 1 more Pantheon, the spike is too big, so we should maximize our econ. But if we're on streak and we think that this is really important, I think it makes a lot of sense. We are missing Shred and Sunder. Oops. Well, not oops. That's annoying. So we actually didn't get the Hand of Justice here. Does this person ever go in? I guess Marauder is maybe interesting. Again, we're rolling for multiple things. Maokai? Void Staff is way more important than Hand of Justice. I'm not sure. Morello is more safe. I'm gonna have 3-item tank, 3-item carry. I think we need a healing item, and Hand of Justice is definitely the best healing item I can make here. So I'm gonna keep that open. Obviously, we're regretting it a bit. I still have a 3-item Gragas, but I don't have the best 3-item Gragas. Also, you could argue that Morello in these burstier comps, my Gragas just like one-shots, they're a lot less valuable, right? So I think, yeah, we're not like super happy with making Morello here, but we do have 3-item tank, 3-item carry. It's not the best 3-item carry, but once we get Hand of Justice, it'll be a lot better. And yeah, maybe uplink, second wind, both make a bunch of sense, obviously, because I don't have mana regen. We talked about this. This could also give me a Void Staff right now. Second wind is good with brawlers, right? I can heal up. It might synergize. This might be the healing on the Gragas that I need. In my head, the Gragas comp really just like runs you down. It's not like trying to out sustain you. So I kind of like uplink here. It buffs my Gragas's damage a bit more, and I really like damage. I don't care about defensive stats. I really care more about damage. Here I'm 2 off Gragas. I think I'm going to investigate a bit. Some could argue that I'm just making myself poorer. I think that's a pretty fair argument. But now I'm like 1 off of multiple things here. I'm 1 off of multiple things, which makes me... I will need to fix this. Void Staff should go here. Morello should go here or here. We don't have items for Pike, so it's actually questionable if I should make it, but eventually I'll have items for Pike. I think we should probably just Morello my Pike, even though you generally want to Morello your front line. I think Pike is our best unit right now. We were 1 off Pantheon, 1 off Gragas, and we were on streak, so I definitely... and 1 off Pike, so... I definitely did send it a bit more. Again, if we keep our streak, it's more money. I think there's an argument to not doing it, just depending on my pool, if everyone's really strong and I have no chance of beating them. But 1 off Gragas, I think it's fairly reasonable. We're going to have to fix our items, but in for a penny, in for a pound. Now it only costs 1 gold. I'm looking around. I really would like to hit... okay. Remove some stuff here. This Void Staff makes more sense. Let's see who I need to position my Pike for. Maybe the Battle Bunny crossbow player. Should we have Morello here for frontline or here for Pike? You know what? I'm going to keep it simple. Put it on my best unit. Yes, he doesn't apply it the best, but he is my best unit in theory. I did 3-star him, so we better do something here is my hope. Especially in this matchup where it's a 1-star Xayah. Hopefully it can just one-shot it, is my hopes and dreams here. While they're 1 HP, they're very, very scary if they do cash out. Meepsy versus Karma. I think not a big deal, personally. I'm going to make 10 here. Victor 2 doesn't matter until I hit Yi, so it's not a big deal for me here. A 4 cost that I own. I don't own any 4 costs. This is 7 gold. This is HP. I need the gold right now, obviously, right? Gold seems to me quite a bit better. Varus Boon is also a bit better. Maybe I get slightly better odds as well. And we do finally get the Hand of Justice. This is very weird that my Pike is an AP Pike. It's definitely very, very weird. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I would assume Drone is better than Void Staff here, but I do need to apply Void Staff to my board. So... something pretty interesting. We are 1 off. Maybe I'm being too desperate here. We're just so close. I could see this just because I have no Void Staff user. And I'm gonna put my Pike on right and my guy on left and just 3 out of my Pike for right now. This repeats the damage, so maybe I could not quite one-shot here, but maybe the second cast will do something really, or the second cast, the second proc of it will do something really good. Yeah, I think this 3-star Gragas would make a big difference. Obviously, this Pike has messed up a bit and gone for frontline, so that's really not ideal, I would say. Super not ideal. The fight was super close. Wow, we barely win. That's really good. We're really wanting to dig for this Gragas, continuing our streak. I think at some point, maybe I should have given up. Just, yeah, I wouldn't expect myself to win, but now... we're so close to our spike. We are actually so close to our spike. We finally do hit it. I'm starting to think that Victor 3 might be a bit better here. But obviously we do want Pike items one way or another. We do want Pike items. The reason we position like this, just for those wondering, we want to group up so that my Gragas can ult on everyone here. Who are we most afraid of? Probably the Corki player. And I want to opposite my Pike. So, again, we position for our most important matchups. I'm not worried about the melee matchup when I'm playing Gragas, just because Gragas is such a beast, such an absolute beast against melee units. Yeah, but I am more worried about the range matchups. I think there was a Corki 2 player positioning my Pike and getting my Pantheon in front of it. I do actually end up losing, which is surprising, but I did position for the fight I thought was the least important. I was wrong. Positioning does make a difference here. I'm going to sell those two. It's not going to make a big diff because I still don't have a Yi, right? So it's not a big deal. We could use a third Gragas item here. I don't really like any of these. Archangels is a bit slow for me. We could also just go BT here or Sterix on this person. The weird thing is applying the Void Staff is just a bit hard. So BT in theory is quite good, or Edge of Night is quite good in theory. I think I'm going to keep digging for something a little bit better. Gold is not bad, so I can start putting better units on my board. And another Hodge is not bad. I think Hodge I like more than another BT, because again, I'm a big fan of doing damage, and Hand of Justice is another form of damage. We're going to have to void our Urgot for right now, which... we're probably not super happy about, but tis what it is. You can take that. 6 gold better than 3 golds. You know, there's an argument to 3-iteming Urgots here. I don't hate it. Making this Pike feels like it's not a good use of gold if I have no items on it, so I might be in a bit of a sunk cost fallacy here. But they do apply it to the front line, which is the thing that heals, right? So, yeah, we'll see if this Pike earns his pay grade and can get to backline. If they can't get to backline, then... maybe I should just call it a loss and move this over here. I'm trying to think about my overall remover economy. Oh my gosh. It did find the back line. That is something to be said for sure. Spreading my items with uplink is also pretty valuable. Wow, we are so much stronger with our third real item on Gragas, huh? We should be thinking about our next in. If you guys take a look here, just tell me what you guys think is best. Like, take a quiz on what you think I should add here. That would be strongest. For me, the best thing actually is Marauder. I probably didn't need a level here. It at least gives Omni Vamp to my board, which I think is valuable. We can't play 5 Bruiser, so that's not that good. We would like to play 4 Psionic in the future. This is crazy. Varus odds increasing my odds by quite a bit to get this Fiora. Obviously, we'd love something like Sona would be fantastic for us. I don't even know who's scarier between the Bard 2 guy and the Kaisa 2 person. Probably the Bard 2 would be scarier, I would imagine, on average. Yeah, it should be a lot scarier, right? It was only 2-item Bard, though, so I wasn't that afraid. But maybe I should be a lot more afraid, you know? Here, hopefully I ult on everyone here. We have a good AoE. My Void Staff's still alive. I don't know how well Urgot is applying it. Attacks and ability, so it should be applying it just fine. Not that Fiora does a lot, but just that the Marauder does a lot at the end of the day. In fact, I'm going to sell this Fiora because it's, yeah, going to cost me econ. And I really just want to get to Yi Sona or Yi Victor as quickly as possible so I can get drone uplink. Actually, is drone uplink that important now that I think about it? Maybe 4 Brawler is a bit better. Or sorry, 4 Brawler. 6 Brawler is a bit better. I could kind of see it just because my Psionic is not that good. And I already have 3-item Gragas. We could get the drone thing, the Radiant Drone from 4 Psionic, but I'm not sure how good that is versus another Hodge. Hand of Justice, I'm not sure. It's probably better. It is a Radiant item, so to say, so It should be quite a bit better. I'm just like actually not sure, yeah, how much better it is. It's probably quite a bit better. And we'll just move the Hodge to Yi later. So I made this Hand of Justice. Hand of Justice is not that good on Yi, but it's not that bad. And this was my strongest current board for a really, really, really long time. Hopefully you see we're not thinking too far ahead. If I have no Yi and I'm not close to a Yi, I was stuck on level 6, like 10 gold, right? Yeah, like I can't play for a thing that isn't there and just keep a 2-item Gragas, right? That's not very good at all. Blue buff does make sense. We kind of want this Pike to cast quickly, right? So I don't hate blue buff. There might be a better item here, so like Edge of Night or something like that, or an AD item. I don't hate it, but maybe blue buff is just not good enough, and we can look for something better. Maybe Edge of Night I could see being a bit better here. He just will survive longer. If he's wrong side, it's like not a big deal. Last time we did lose to this person, so maybe we should respect that. Maybe we should just respect that a bit more. If we lost to them and we beat the Corki player, you know, I'm a simple person. We have a 50-50 chance of fighting both. Who knows which one's better, but I do know that I lost to this person last, so yeah. Kindred hopped away like a genius. Let's see if my Pike can re-aggro. Oh, never mind. That's a great synergy with Pike and Gragas, actually, is the Pike drags them in and then the Gragas pulls them back out. I think there's an argument that this was better and this was better. I want to hold these two over Fiora. Sorry, I know Fiora can give me HP, but again, we're not worried about HP. We're 95 HP. Maybe Nova could be good, not for my Gragas particularly, but at least the Nova buffs my whole team, right? We can get 6% healing. This no diff in my mind, so might as well make econ. They both do. I'd imagine Fiora's doing essentially nothing here. And I could probably add this instead. Rek'Sai 1, Rek'Sai 2, I think not a big diff either. So this should help my whole board. Precision is not a big thing, but at least it would help my, I guess, my Urgot, my Pike. But more importantly, it heals my board. So team-wide traits are always valuable. Move left there. Sorry, move my main tank left. We always want them to start on our main tank. That's the most important thing. If we can distribute our damage equally, like my Akali dying here is super bad. But in general, if we can like spread out our damage so all our units are doing something, that's what you want in TFT. Just like in team fights in, say, other games you play, or let's say League of Legends, you don't want all your characters to die. You would actually much rather only one of your characters die at a time, but like everyone's spreading out the tanking responsibility as much as possible, right? Here, I don't know how good Nova and Marauder is versus 4 Bruiser. 6 Bruiser, 20% maximum HP. You're a carry. I could see it being better over Marauder. I already have a ton of healing on this person. Obviously, we'd really like Yi and Victor, and that's what we're going to roll for next, very, very soon. That'd be better, and then we can move around, maybe a Hand of Justice, put the Radiant drone uplink on there, or the Perfected. I forgot what they call it. But yeah, basically the Radiant version of the item. That'd be really, really ideal. And notice how we may be outcapped, but we're guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed a second here. They're going for Yi 3, which is not very good for me. Maybe rolling isn't all too worth it here. I don't know what TG really does, if I'm being completely honest. I have no one to TG, so I don't know why I took that. Yeah, I have no one really to TG, right? So probably could have just taken a tank item and moved the adaptive over back here, or made an Urgot item or something like that. I think this was kind of a big mistake. I think I just get kind of... Everyone loves TG because it's like, oh, it's 2 items. It's going to be really good, but I have no one to put it on. It's going to be useless for a very long time, in my opinion. So, yeah. We do snipe the Kindred, but this Yi is absolutely taking over. Even without an Edge of Night, it is taking over here. I wonder if we can move left to kind of like AoE them properly. I've been just standing in the middle the entire game, but I could possibly move side here if I really, really wanted to. I'm going to conserve my gold, mostly because I am hoping this Yi player dies, but I have a lot of HP. There's no reason for me to roll. I think there's, especially not on streak, or there's no urgency. It's not like there's someone scaling infinitely strong here, and if they are, they've already done it, in my opinion. So we're just gonna try as best as we can to position here. I might flatten out. I I'm not sure. I really want the my Gragas to AoE as many units as possible. Wow, they hit a Fiora 2. That's probably not very good for us. And they have Gen 2 Bard 2. They're, sorry, excuse me, very capped as well. Yeah, the main upgrades that we have, again, are just Psionic. So maybe we could also think about rolling Persona. But we're going to have a bit of a frontline problem. Or, sorry, not a frontline problem, a damage problem here for a while. Because Gragas is really the only one doing damage. My Pike is, to be quite frank, not doing that much. So we're going to be a little bit more greedy here with our gold here. Try to go to 9, actually, I think is one of my best bets. This is too easy of a level, right? Yeah, just add 1 unit. I mean, even if it saves 1 HP at this point, it's probably worth it. I would want to keep Bard as maybe an Elder Drake type thing. Keep that open for Elder Drake, but we'll see how it actually goes. I think they're going to switch sides. Maybe I could cost 1 gold for a chance at Elder. I could see it. I think we have so many slots we want to fit, like 6 Bruiser and stuff. Elder Drake is very good, though, that being said. I'm not sure if we beat them. We'll see. I did get the... Ooh, killed my only damage dealer. My Pantheon's last one alive. I think my Pike actually messed this up by... making the Corki fly to the other side. Actually made it mess up quite a bit there, so that's not good. But the Yi player is dead, and now we can roll a bit more confidently, I would say. Here, I think we're lacking damage, not tankiness. Ormogs on Pantheon could be good, but let's do something like this. Oh, hey, maybe we could already go like something like this instead. So we're going to put Hand of Justice here, this here, this here, this here. That there for now. Brace, surely it's there. And we'll look for Shojin. And we'll move these items over to my backline units. Yeah, I guess Elder Drake is pretty valuable now that I think about it, because... How do we get to 6-4? I guess you would drop Voyager whole board? That doesn't sound very good. I think I'd rather play Voyager than a lot of things here. I don't think the Brawlers, that's really my pain point, is my Brawlers, right? This is probably better than this. I'm down to put all the utility items over here. Bardo. Okay, we're one-on-one now. Mono-y-mono. This is the fight we've been looking for. I think I'm going to try, and I do mean try, to run down this left side as best as I can here. We'll see how it actually goes. I think I should have put my Pike on bottom right here. Sorry, this left side as quickly as possible. I'm starting on their Nunu, which can't be good. Like I said, I was thinking about moving this over, but Edge Gragas is not very good because obviously Explosion is... Radius is not as good, but hopefully I was hoping to run it down on one side, but we'll see. We're going to have to try a bunch of positioning things and see what works here. We might just be completely outcapped. They're playing a really, really good comp. So are we, to be quite frank. We are playing also a very, very good comp. But yeah, theirs might be a bit stronger. We should definitely try for Bard here. Maybe if I had my Pike on the other side, this would be a bit better. I could see it. We could split it up and then have my Gragas run down one side. Generally, keeping things in the middle is good for Gragas, but we'll see. Did we get the dragon? No, we did not. So what can we add to my board? Rost. No one ever got fired for adding Rost onto their board. I'm just going to start looking for some stuff. That makes a lot of sense. Mist. I could see this being better. Or are we gonna fabricate you? Maybe Sterix you as well. And we'll just put this on you for good measure. So we're gonna try the same thing. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but maybe with Yi 2 we got a bit stronger here. Not really sure. Looks like our front line completely died. They got a lot stronger with the Drake, so The good news here is no matter what, it was a second. This person completely outcapped us. The rest of the lobby wasn't strong enough. I wasn't strong enough. And that's totally okay. But we played our most accurate game possible. And hopefully you see that it doesn't really matter what the comp is. You just reroll where your carry, on the level that your carry is on. So we played a 2-cost reroll, so we should roll on level 6. Thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And hey, we're platinum. We're almost there on our road to masters. We're almost there. If you'd like to see more content from me and me play against top level players, please come and watch my stream on either Twitch or on YouTube. It's where I play against much better people, and you can see me not just play and explain, but play and explain at a really high level if you like content like this. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you all have a great day and be safe out there.